We take refuge in Sakyamuni Buddha. We take refuge in Sakyamuni Buddha. We take refuge in Sakyamuni Buddha. Diamond Sutra.
At that time, Subhuti asked the Buddha, World-Honored One, what should this sutra be called, and how should we respect and uphold it? The Buddha said to Subhuti, the sutra is called the Diamond Prajnaparamita, and by this name you should receive it and uphold it. Subhuti, the Buddha has said that Prajnaparamita is not Prajnaparamita, and that is what is called Prajnaparamita. Subhuti, what do you think? Does the Tathagata speak the Dharma? Subhuti said to the Buddha, World-Honored One, the Tathagata has not said anything. Subhuti, what do you think? Is all the fine dust throughout the 3,000-fold world system a lot of dust or not? Subhuti said, it is a lot, World-Honored One. Subhuti, the Tathagata says that all of that fine dust is not fine dust, and that is what is called fine dust. The Tathagata says that the world is not the world, and that is what is called the world. Subhuti, what do you think? Can the Tathagata be seen by his 32 marks? No, World One. The Tathagata has said that the 32 marks are not marks, and that is what is called 32 marks. Subhuti, suppose a good man or a good woman were to give his or her own life as many times as there are grains of sand in the Ganges. If one were to receive and uphold even 4 verses of this sutra and explain it to others, his merit would be greater. Then, after hearing this sutra and comprehending its deep meaning, Subhuti wept out loud and said to the Buddha, Rare World-Honored One, the Buddha has spoken such a deep, profound sutra. Since obtaining the wisdom I have not heard such a sutra. World-Honored One, if anyone should hear this sutra and believe it with a pure mind, then he will give rise to true reality. You should know that this person will attain the supreme, rarest virtue. World-Honored One, true reality is not reality, and that is what the Tathagata calls true reality. World-Honored One, today I have heard the sutra, believed it, understood it, received it, and upheld it, and this is not difficult. If 500 years from now someone should hear the sutra, believe it, understand it, receive it, and uphold it, then that person will be a rare person indeed. That person would be without a notion of self, notion of others, notion of sentient beings, and notion of longevity. The notion of a self is not a notion, and the notion of others, sentient beings, and longevity are not notions. Those who have relinquished all notions are called Buddhas. The Buddha said to Subhuti, So it is, so it is. Moreover, if a person hears the sutra and does not become alarmed or frightened or scared, then this person is indeed a rare person. Subhuti, the Tathagata has said that the Supreme Paramita is not the Supreme Paramita, and that this is what is called the Supreme Paramita. Subhuti, the Tathagata has said that the Paramita of patience is not the Paramita of patience. Subhuti, long ago when my body was being cut apart by King Kalinga, I had no notion of self, no notion of others, no notion of sentient beings, and no notion of longevity. If at that distant time my body was being cut apart piece by piece, if I had had a notion of self, notion of others, a notion of sentient beings, or a notion of longevity, I would have become angry. So Subhuti, think about this some more. 500 lifetimes ago, when I was a practitioner of patience, I was without a notion of self, a notion of others, a notion of sentient beings, and a notion of longevity. For this reason, Subhuti, a bodhisattva should relinquish all notions and initiate the mind of Anuttara Samyaksam Bodhi. He should not give rise to the mind abiding in form, and he should not give rise to a mind abiding in sound, smell, taste, touch, or dharmas. He should give rise to a mind that does not abide in anything. If the mind abides in anything, it is a false abiding. Thus, the Buddha says that a bodhisattva should not give abiding in form. Subhuti, a bodhisattva should give in this way to benefit all sentient beings. The Tathagata says that all notions are not notions, and therefore he also says that all sentient beings are not sentient beings. Subhuti, the Tathagata, is a speaker of what is true, what is real, what is so and what is not deceptive, and what is not altered. Subhuti, the Dharma that the Tathagata has attained is not real, and it is not unreal. Subhuti, when the mind of a bodhisattva abides in phenomena and practices giving, he is like a person who has entered into darkness. He sees nothing at all. But when the mind of the bodhisattva does not abide in any phenomena and practices giving, he is like someone who has eyes in full light of the sun. He sees all forms clearly. Subhuti, if in future lifetimes there are good men and good women who can receive, uphold, read, and chant this sutra, the Tathagata fully knows and fully sees that these people will attain infinite, limitless virtue. Subhuti, suppose a good man or good woman were to contribute as many as his or her lives as there are grains of sand in the Ganges River in the morning, as well as the sand in the Ganges River at noon, plus those in the afternoon, and that this giving continued for infinite hundreds of millions of billions of kalpas. If someone were to hear this sutra and believe it with no reservations, his merit would be greater. So what is the merit of one who copies, receives, upholds, reads, chants, and explains it to others? Subhuti, in summation, the virtue of this sutra is infinite and unlimited. The Tathagata speaks this sutra to those who have initiated the mind of the great vehicle. He speaks it to those who have initiated the mind of the supreme vehicle. For those who receive, uphold, read, chant, and explain the sutra to others, the Tathagata fully knows and sees that such people will attain infinite, immeasurable, limitless, inconceivable virtue. All such people will shoulder the Anuttara Samyaksam Buddhi of the Tathagata. Subhuti, those who delight in the lesser Dharma cling to a view of self, a view of others, a view of sentient beings, and a view of longevity, and thus they are not able to listen to this sutra, to receive it, to read it, to chant it, or to explain it to others. Subhuti, in whatever place this sutra can be found, all who are in the world should make offerings to it, as should all in heaven, and all asuras. They should treat this place as if it were a stupa. They should surround it, bow to it, and pay their deepest respect to it. They should scatter incense and flowers all around this place. That's how it should be respected. May the merits of my practice adorn Buddha's pure lands, requite the fourfold kindness from above, and relieve the suffering of the three life journeys below, universally wishing sentient beings, friends, foes, and karmic creditors all to activate the Buddhi mind, and all to be reborn in the Pure Land of ultimate bliss.